Hello and welcome back, everybody, as we're getting into Game 2 of our second series of the day. As Supernova strike first against TLC in quite dominant fashion. The Kindred Stacks were slowed down, but they felt inevitable at the end. And very decisive end from Supernova, if we want to put it lightly.
I'll be real, that was one of the most bizarre endings to a game I've seen in a long time. Where it's just kind of like, guys, he's just hitting your base. Like, we need to do something about it. It's all right. They're just getting into the next game faster.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, hey, we had 3 games for the last series, 3 games for all the series yesterday, 5 games from the LCS series today. I think for everybody's sleep schedules, maybe we're happy if we can close this one out quickly, but not TLC. They're going to want to take this next game and the one after that because their backs are against the wall before going into the lower bracket. But I want to touch on expectations. We set Supernova as favorites coming into this one. Did they perform at the level that you had hoped they would coming into playoffs?
Their early game was not as good as I was hoping for, right? In particular, Array and Diamond were not as strong into Spawn and Kim down as I think a lot of people were expecting. However, when things actually started happening, they showed a lot of decisiveness that Supernova has had plenty of. Whenever you have Diamond on the team, you know you have a strong shot caller who will be helping lead the way. We also got to see that Kenvi was very clearly calling a number of shots throughout the course of that game, making sure that he could get the resources that he needed, and once he had them, he did not look back.
Yeah. And a reminder that the loser of this series will be going up against, surprise, surprise, Maryville University. That is not a team that you would have as your first round opponent in the lower bracket. Not a team we expected to be there in the first place, but I think that's extra pressure for TLC. So let's start talking about them. How did they perform compared to your expectations, and what do you think they need to change most going into Game 2?
I mean, I think the biggest thing that we saw was that Jenkins was doing, slightly better than Faisal, which is kind of where I was expecting him to be, but they never actually got any of their early plays, any of their early priority to really lead to any advantages. It was all denial plan from Keel, and then you still need to find a way for your team to actually win the game. That never really materialized, and so that is going to be the first thing that I'm looking for, is I want to see Keel on something that can gank a little bit more, and I want to see him try and turn Jenkins and Roamer's small laning leads into something where you can actually carry it out.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to ask more from Keel based on how much he actually did in that Game 1. So, I mean, do you have a little more in the tank? I think another thing is the bot lane. Looking at the shot calls, the synergy between Spawn and Kimdan, it just didn't feel there. There were 2 key moments where Thresh Kalista, they just didn't really pull off what they were trying to do. The first time was when the dragon was started, it's taken, and then clearly Spawn saying, let's get out of there, but he also ults while doing so when Kimdown was out of danger, and then Kimdown decides to go in. Maybe they thought that they needed to save Spawn. I don't think they did. Either way, that was an oopsie. And then it happens again when they go for the kind of pseudo dive that they pull the trigger on much too early in the bot lane. So I definitely need these two to clean things up a little bit and get on the same page going into this next game.
Yeah, we know that they were both very talented players in summer 2023, and as we look at it now, I really worry that if Spawn and Kimdown can't get it together on Kalista and Thresh, I don't know what the answer is going to be. Honestly, whenever I think of Spawn, Jinx is the first character that comes to mind for me. It's something that he has had a lot of success on in the past, but there is not a better champion for Kimdown than Thresh. And then after that, we'll see if they are still able to do anything, because they did okay. They did a little bit better in the laning phase than we expected, but now they need to do it again if Team Liquid Challengers wants to have a chance of pushing us to a Game 3.
Yeah, I'm trying to think back at what else Kimdown has played. In my mind, it's Renata Glask is that kind of next one, but I'm going to take a look at most played. Most played so far this split. Nautilus is actually the most played and the highest win rate out of anybody played multiple games. And then it's Rakan, then Renata Glask, then Rel. This is actually the first Thresh game, but you're right. It's something that we had known him for from splits past. So still has options, but I think overall, we do still favor Supernova's bot lane fairly heavily, and I didn't see anything in that Game 1 to give me hope that TLC can bring it back in the bot side. Yeah. Which means maybe they do need to focus elsewhere. Like you said, get Keel on a carry could be a potential strat.
Exactly. So we'll see what the game plan is here. Team Liquid Challengers on the blue side are a little bit more difficult to dive in the bottom lane, which should help out their drafting a fair amount. And we didn't really talk about it with the Fearless Draft coming through. I mean, Supernova cannot play the Kenvi again, but I mean, Kenvi has a lot of champions that he is very good at, and so this will become another opportunity for them to showcase another thing that he can do.
I like that you called the Kindred the Kenvi. I said Kenvi can't play the Kenvi again, but I mean
that's true. Yeah, we know what's going on.
But you are right that I loved the draft from Supernova, and they're not going to get that twice. So what do they pivot to now is the question. It's not going to be Rumble, Nautilus, or Varus because TLC find themselves at blue side and ban those champions away. They'll also get first pick. Orianna's taken off the table. Ashe is still kind of a high prio pick. Kimdown has played one game of Ashe, and it was a win, so maybe they would go towards that if it's on the table.
Yeah. I mean, the big thing I'm looking at is what is Roamer going to play, because now that the Tristana and these 3 champions are gone, and Azir is also just off the table, I mean, it sounds like you have the champion stats up right now, but
I do.
Like, so what is his next play?
Tristana, Orianna, Taliyah. Taliyah would be the next one up.
I've made my thoughts known on Taliyah. I think the champion is fine, but here we go. We do have the Senna come through, and that means that Ashe is instantly hovered here by Supernova. They're just like, oh yeah, let's go ahead and get this. It has been one of Diamond's best characters. He is very good at nickel and diming his opponents throughout the course of the laning phase, and Ashe is a perfect champion for that. You also do not want to give it over. Senna Ashe is very tough to play against because the consistent slows and the crowd control that this combination would put out would pretty much guarantee that anytime you see someone slightly out of position, that they die.
And I don't know if this is correct for the meta, but in terms of what I've seen so far from play, I favor the Ashe over the Senna Tahm Kench lanes, just because of how much you're able to control the wave, help out with that, as well as just answer the Senna poke. So to me, this says TLC are probably going to opt for more of a weaker bot side. Maybe Keel will look down there, but I'm not expecting it. And we have the Kalista locked in for a race. So Kalista Ashe combo. Very scary when the Ashe slows you and the Kalista starts chasing you down.
Yeah, normally I would look at something like a Karma or something that is more dominant in the laning phase, but there's not a whole lot that I think of, especially when it comes down to Kimdown. Maybe a Blitzcrank? I mean, the Rel is going to suffer, but
Blitzcrank would be pretty fun.
Yeah, Blitzcrank is like one of the few things that I could think of, but you don't generally play kill lanes alongside the Senna, and instead it looks like we're going to be going for something a bit more standard with the Taliyah and the Tahm Kench already coming through, but this is a bottom lane for Team Liquid Challengers that is going to not have a fun time. It'll be entirely based around when Keel comes down on if he's playing the Taliyah or something else in order to try and take down these double range bottom lanes.
Or if it's Taliyah for Roamer, which is, third most played champion. Also, 66.7% win rate on it, so not too bad right there. Could also be a champion that gets down into that bot lane. Now that I look at it, I don't know. It doesn't say exactly how many games have been played on it, so I don't know if that's 2 out of 3 or 4 out of 6 or what that is. But either way, they found some success. Renekton is the blind pick here for Supernova. Interesting choice rather than going for a jungler.
I mean, it's fine. Renekton's a good champion. The big thing that we do need to figure out is where you want to go next, right? You do want to deny combinations with the Taliyah. The Vi is an obvious one. Xin Zhao is also a decent one. Jarvan hasn't really been played a lot this split, but you kind of have to pick your poison from this position because at some point you are going to get something that is good paired with Taliyah. I really do want to see a strong pick coming through from Shochi where he can be more aggressive, because while his Karma did look good, we really know that this guy pops off when he's given the tools to carry games. It's how he made a name for himself on Cincinnati Fear, and what I would love to see him do in order to put Team Liquid in the ground.
Yeah, I'm thinking of his, Yone games, things like that. That's when we see, peak Shochi come out here. So maybe they would pull it off the Poppy ban. I like that nod here as a counter into the Renekton. Also one of Jenkins' favorite champions. Jenkins hasn't pulled out as deep of his wacky champ pool this split as he had in past splits, but keep in mind, he does have a lot of fun stuff he likes to play.
Warwick. I'm pretty sure this was the champion that he was planning to play that into last year in the first place. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure that this win rate for Warwick is absolutely nuts.
Well, while you wait to figure out that information, we can do some more hypothesizing as to what else Supernova can lock in. They're going with the assumption it's the Taliyah mid, I'm assuming, if they go for this LeBlanc. Again, saving jungle counter pick for last.
Yeah, ooh, it is the Yone for Shochi, but I do have a fun stat for you, Mr. Steve.
Yeah?
In Diamond 2+, Warwick has a 60% win rate into Renekton. This is a bait coming through from Supernova saying, we want you to play it. If Jenkins isn't going to do it here, he's never going to do it. We've seen it hovered so many different times, and instead it's going to be a Jax. Oh no, it's going to be the Jax jungle. I saw this for the first time in LPL last night, and there are a lot of auto attackers on the side of Supernova where you get a lot of value from the Counter-Strike.
Good point. I do like that nod, actually. Along with the Tom Kench protecting anybody who gets low, they have many defensive tools right now. And, I mean, Yone, Renekton, and even Kalista have these dashes that the Taliyah can stop, but we got Nidalee locked in. Red 5 Nidalee for Supernova.
This is confidence play coming through from Supernova, and I gotta say, one of my favorite things when I've been like team captains or like doing draft prep for different teams or helping them out is whenever I hear a player go, oh, pick me this and I win you the game. I'm like, yes, locked in, you got it, boss. If you are that confident, it doesn't really matter if I think it's a bad pick. If they have that kind of confidence on the pick, it means that they are going to be playing that game well. And this is the exact kind of thing that Kenvi has loved to do. And you have the perfect top laner to make it happen. Jenkins on Gnar is going to have such a tough time going up against this combination because you never know where Nidalee is going to be.
Yeah, and the Renekton's got the point-and-click stun. That'll line up the spear. If you're not Mega Gnar, you're kind of squishy. So, eyes on Jenkins. Can you survive the onslaught? And for TLC, can you get your scaling online? Because I'm looking at Supernova's comp, and I'm thinking they don't have that many options in the late game. If it goes long, I do favor TLC, but they got to get to that point, and their backs are still against the wall. They got to win 2 games in a row here to prevent themselves from getting knocked to the lower bracket up against MU of all teams. So let us know if you believe in them. TLC giving them each other the fist bump out of base. Currently with 0% in Twitch chat, everybody's calling for Supernova.
Oh yeah, we'll see if Supernova can keep that up over the course of the game, but again, it's going to be tough. The mid lane is very playable for Shochi. He used to play this all the time. Also, the top lane is a bit tough as Roamer.
Oh, that spear almost got him.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to back away. We also see Diamond, everyone going with the double Dorans down in the bot lane. Everybody recognizes that this is a lane where you need brawling power, you need fighting power as early as possible in order to try and get anything done. And now a couple of wards go down across the board. Spawn barely not able to clear that out as well. And that does mean that Array and Diamond, look how aggressive they're able to play early on in this game.
Yeah, they saw that no ward went down because their ward would have spotted it, so they know they can walk up. And okay, well, I guess it only turned into 1 auto trade, but still, it's something. Yeah, they got him.
Yeah, and look at this. Keel on the other side of the map is going to be starting up at his opponent's Raptors. And Supernova should have a tough time dealing with this, but that's his ability already used.
Okay, no Counter-Strike available. Shochi's losing lane prio to cover Kenvi, who throws down the smite. That will make Keel back off. Cannot hit level 2 off of anything there, so just going to put Keel a little bit behind. He's got to go back to his own camps now.
I mean, good look. I do like it coming out from Keel, but it does mean that Kenvi is going to be miles ahead of him in terms of his early farming. As Diamond making the tongue, he's going to be all right.
Well, never... Okay, we're just going to move on. So, Ray was threatening him, so didn't want to go on for any more aggressive trades. And keeping track of the jungle clears, I think this means Kenvi should be about 1 camp ahead in the early levels over Keel. I'm not sure how fast the Jax clear speed is compared to the Nidalee, but right now
it's hard to be
to the bottom side, actually avoiding the buff.
Yeah, it's hard to be faster than Nidalee most of the time, and I really like this route coming out from Kenvi because it means that he will be in places where Team Liquid don't expect him to be. You saw that Team Liquid is actually pinging on the red buff, and Shochi taking a lot of damage.
He just might die here. He's got the flash available. Roamer flashes forward in the auto for first blood, capitalizing on the misplay.
I don't know. That looked like something we saw from Whippo earlier today, where he just ends up going down for absolutely 0. But now Kenvi trying to make up for his team's failures by going directly in towards his opponent's red buff.
Speaking of pathing where where the enemy wouldn't expect, he goes from the top 2 little camps. Oh, okay, we might have to get back to that. Shochi teleports in. He's fine. Heal is still not spotted. Now seen on that ward. But such inventive pathing from Kenvi. I mean, onto the Krugs. Who would guess he's here right now?
Absolutely nobody. But will he be able to get anything from it? They will be throwing out the hawk shot, so they will be seeing where Keel is. And they already knew that. Shochi has a lot of prio, and there's a lot of prio coming from the double marksman in the bottom
Keel
side.
thinks it's gone. The red buff literally hit the ward, although he dropped the ward on the way down, so he should know. Just waiting for Spawn and Kim Down to come over. Kim Down can engage over the wall. Who got it? It looks like it was Kenvi. Red buff secured. Keel put very far behind in the jungle clear.
Honestly, really good stuff coming out from Kenvi. Now, they just got to get themselves back into mid lane, and Shochi not going to get anything done there, but still, Kenvi very much in the driver's seat in this game. He's already up a whole camp, and he has his entire side of the map still to farm. What does Keel do in response? He has to know. He's already pinging towards his Raptors. Camp.
I want Faisal to drop a ward on this buff on the way up to top lane. He has a ward to use. Okay, Keel's going for the Raptors, so it is spotted.
Yeah. Kenvi coming out of base will not get there in time for the Raptors, but will be able to contest for his own red buff in just a moment. The Shochi already pushed in all the way and down 2 waves of farm already. Definitely a big shout to Roamer for having a fantastic time so far in this early laning phase, especially with the solo kill. But now Kenvi finds his way, looking to see if Keel is going to be backing somewhere greedy, and he does.
Is this a kill? Big damage, gets the passive. Nice timing on the Counter-Strike. Keel was not just window shopping. He realized, when I took damage, I got to hit this, and gets out of there.
Yeah, now Kenvi, where does he go next? He is still trying to harass Keel. Oh my gosh.
It's a control ward down. It's not common for junglers to check that. It's not really on your pathing motion. So there's a chance that that control ward's there for a while.
Look how quickly he did that, and immediately backing away, looking at Jenkins. Faisal has a lot of fury. We'll be able to build it back up. That's a very long stun and a potentially guaranteed combo.
Yep. No chance that Jenkins is able to hit Mega off of that one. Faisal tanks up a couple turret shots, though. It resets. Kenvi goes in, tanks up to himself, flashes to safety, and he's out of there. Can he get out permanently, though? Roamer's here, has the Weaver's Wall. He's going to clean it up. Trades 1 for 1. Now onto Faisal. Could look for an advantage for himself. Threaded volley, and that pops the dominance from Faisal. So it's a 1-for-1 trade at the end of the day.
But Roamer's being the hero that Team Liquid Challengers need right now, coming top lane to help out Jenkins, also getting the solo kill in the mid lane. This looked really tough, and Jenkins actually surviving a lot longer than perhaps he had any right to do so, and almost getting Kenvi on the backside of that trade. Fantastic stuff from Team Liquid Challengers overall, and with Roamer here, ready to take down the jungler as well, he's getting the red buff and almost is able to get the top laner as well.
Yeah, Faisal hit level 6 off of, I believe it was the kill, must have been. I don't think anything else could have given that XP, but now he's back onto Roamer, who stuck around topside. The spear lands, no flash available, and Roamer should go down. That is a shutdown for Kenvi.
And this looks so practiced from Faisal and Kenvi every single time. They get the stun combination down. That is a big shutdown. Once again, going to Kenvi. He is still in a lot of control of this game, but Faisal has given up a lot of control of his lane for now as Jenkins has a full HP bar, and Faisal has no teleport to get back.
Faisal's going to, or rather Jenkins is going to hard shove this wave in. Try and get it to crash and deny any camp, or rather any minion clear for Faisal here. And you're right, without that teleport, Faisal's got to take the long way. Has the boots completed, so it shouldn't take that long, but can be behind now.
Yeah, with all of our focus on the top side of the map and the junglers, we haven't even looked at this bottom lane, and it is 60-27 coming through. I mean, admittedly, Spawn was farming for a little bit because he didn't have the World Atlas yet underneath his belt, but that is still 2 plates and a lot of money going over to Supernova's bottom side of the map. And Kenvi, knowing that they have Prio down here, is also going for the Dragon because they see Spawn on the top half. This is going to be a 3rd play going over to a Ray and Diamond.
Yeah, the Senna heading topside means that the objective is there for Supernova. A lot of gold in Array's pocket. And I actually want to take a look at that because he hasn't backed and spent it, but I got to imagine he's got at least like a recurve bow that he could purchase. Faisal has now made it back to the top lane. We'll jump onto the wave and clear this one out. So it's a couple of plates responded for TLC, but net positive for Supernova, you have to imagine.
the gold still very even across the board. Yeah, Faisal and Jenkins very close, but the big difference, the mid lane here for Roamer and the jungle here for Kenvi. Kenvi about 700 and a similar number, about 900 up for Roamer, and he is continuing to bully Shochi rather heavily, even though he must have like some lifesteal by now. Shochi's still taking the worst end of these trades.
And Kim Down's just been left to his own devices down here for quite a while. Cannot stop this from happening. Array has taken 4 turret plates, has almost 1,400 gold in his pocket on this next back. And it just hasn't been answered topside. They've gotten a couple plates for themselves, but it's also, you know, going on to the Gnar. I would argue that it's going to be better early game for the Kalista, especially when Supernova have a very early game focused team. They really want to get the gold lead for these carries.
Ooh, this cross map arrow, it'll stun for 2.5 seconds.
That's going to do a lot. Gets right onto Jenkins. Faisal can't clear the wave alongside of it. Kennedy's actually in trouble because Keel was there to answer, and Keel turns it around. Faisal just can't get the damage down to kill anybody.
Yeah, they're not able to clear out the minion wave, so no turret shots go through, and that is an important kill there onto Kenvi, but the bottom lane turret falls at the same time. Supernova get every single one of these plates on the bottom part of the map, and now they can shift towards the top half where they can start playing for the next set of grubs in the Rift Herald as well. Supernova, it's a very even game overall, but the fact that Keel finally is in the game is huge for Team Liquid.
Really well played. I didn't see how Kenvi was trying to approach, but clearly Keel caught him while he was looking topside, running up there to get on top of Jenkins and on top of Spawn. And oh, there's another fist. Wait, what's going on here?
You know, they're holding hands.
Floating? They're just floating there. Wait, yeah, no, let's keep showing that.
Oh, that's weird.
That is incredible. That must have been from like the first fist bumps that they gave coming out.
That's very funny. It does just look like they're kind of holding hands, or like a, you know, the Mr. Bond kind of
wholesome moment. What?
Yeah. You know, kind of like the interlocking your fingers as Shochi potentially looking for an opportunity as Kenvi comes around.
Yeah, Roamer is fine though. He's got the phase rush, and it's also just clearing this wave out. No play to be had for Supernova, but they can look at these grubs. I'm actually blanking right now who got the earlier grubs. We don't have the counter up on screen, so if production could let us know. We're hearing blue side 2, red side 1 for the grubs from the first spawn. So blue side TLC could look for those 5, but it would be ambitious.
Yeah, it would be very tough. And it looks like Kenvi is going to be starting this up. Just needs to get one more to deny any Twitch chat support, going over to Team Liquid, and he's do it very quickly as a Nidalee here. Just a moment. And nobody else. Keel is just now coming from out of base, so it should be every single one of these that Supernova do want to take for themselves, they will be able to pick up. But still, across the map, game is still ever so slightly in Supernova's favor. My biggest question for them is they want to try and get as much of a gold lead here as possible. In seasons past, you would oftentimes trade a couple of dragons.
Uh-oh! He didn't get stunned up, jumps away, Dawning Shadow flash, and the Weaver's wall comes through. Roamer chases him down.
Wow, Roamer, an absolute monster in this game as he finds a 3rd kill for himself. The 2nd one here onto Shochi. We were very excited to see Shochi on this Yone, but he is going to be playing this game from behind for a while. It's going to be a game about Array and Diamond, who have a ton of gold built up for themselves, and now they're going to be trying to find even more plays. Mom said it was my turn to hit the top lane, and Team Liquid Challengers know that that is the plan as well. It's like Keel is already here.
And he's not spotted yet. The approach he came through, they did not see him there. Kenvi throws out the spear a little wide, and they're not seeing that teleport coming through. Interesting. Not sure what's going on with the Observer right there, but either way, they got Array. Keep him down with the kill credit.
Yeah, I mean, that is big. Turning around all the plays. Team Liquid Challengers looking quite good. Turning the things around the Supernova are trying to make happen across the board. And Kenvi and Diamond, I mean, if this Nidalee starts falling behind, it does not have a lot of opportunity to come back. The confidence that we were seeing from Kenvi earlier on might be a little bit misplaced.
I don't think that was worth the Krugs there, friendo, as he's just chased down, even flashes at the end and dies. Uncharacteristic play. He jumps, and that's a one-way ticket. You knew that multiple members were there. Gotta kind of scratch my head on that one.
Yeah, Supernova really, really in the pits for this one. So this becomes a question of, can Team Liquid continue to play through? One of the big things that they have had problems with in the past is actually not necessarily their laning phases.
Oh, they get a... Supernova! You're throwing this harder than I threw my last Little League game. Sorry, Dad, but TLC are catching this every day of the week and just bringing it right to the team that was favored to 2-0.
I know you've been holding that in the pocket for at least like 6 months. Is this the first time you got it on cast?
Okay, first off, every time I say one of these jokes, all my color casters just immediately out me that I prepared it ahead of time.
No, we do it too. Like, everybody has just like a bank of things that we have.
Well, you don't have to. We can make each other sound cooler, Josh.
Yeah, but nah.
Fair enough. Well, either way, they threw what felt like a strong early game, and they don't have the scaling composition. So TLC are now in the driver's seat, and I don't really see a clear angle for Supernova to come back in this one, other than, I suppose, keep stacking these dragons. Array is very strong, play around the Callista, but, I mean, if Array's still playing that far forward, just getting flicked by Talia, like, Romer's having an incredible game right now. You gotta put respect on the range.
I mean, you're putting a lot of pressure once again onto the Yone as we give Diamond the last hit there. The big thing is very similar to what we're seeing from SpireX on the Yone game is even though he's down 0-2 already, you still have opportunities to try and bring that one back. You still have the Yone who is going to be having a ton of playmaking and side laning potential later on, but Romer has already showcased he is not willing to let people just chill in the side lanes trying to farm up the game.
This game is not done yet, but it's feeling like it's inevitable. I just love the scaling chances of TLC, and Spawn is in a really good spot. It was roaming around the map early on, and it put Kim down behind, but Spawn in himself was there for a lot of the plates. Is getting towards that first item completed here, and it's just stacking up. We have an Ash Arrow coming out. It will go a little wide onto Jenkins, and Supernova can't make the play. They're trying to play towards Faisal, and they're going to lose their bottom turret for this. Yeah,
exactly. A huge command level, but they will be able to pick up the Rift Herald as well if they want it.
Oh, we're teleporting on to the minion. This feels odd. Jenkins hit Mega. It's ticking down. Won't have it for a Herald fight now. I suppose Supernova just are fully committing, but look at bot side. TLC are pushing to a tier 2 turret. And that's, I mean, yeah, a Herald can be a turret, but a turret's a turret. You'll take that every day of the week if you're TLC.
Absolutely. And the big thing that I'm looking at here is it looks as though Supernova is really, really lacking on what I like to call a no guy, right? Like, everybody knows what a yes guy is. Like, yeah, you just say yes to everything. But the no guy is like, guys, calm down. This is dumb. Why are we teleporting from here to the top wave when it would take us 5 seconds to get there? Let's not go for that play. And instead, we need to calm down. Like you said, it's one of my best qualities, actually, Steve. Just like, I don't know if that's the play we want to be going for. So we'll see if Supernova can come back from that. They really need to calm down because I guarantee their comms are in total disarray.
Yeah, Shochi playing his story and showing us one of the teleports of all time. And TLC benefit from it. They get all the bot turrets, save the inhibitor, and they haven't even lost their outer top turret because Jenkins was able to hold that. And like you were saying, I agree, Supernova have been trying to do a lot. And they just haven't been able to pull any of it off. Speaking of, they're just ulting in onto Spawn right now, who just completely dances around Shochi. And a relative non-factor so far in this game. The Herald has been dropped mid, but it shouldn't be enough to take the entire turret with just the charge, and TLC will still keep their turret up.
Supernova also do not set themselves up to go for any of these plays in the moment. A teleport going top lane. That's Faisal looking for Romer, but he should be okay.
I mean, he's got Weaver's Wall, and Faisal doesn't have any backup. Ash Arrow, Diamond through it. Watch for the Ash Arrow. Oh, he sidesteps it. I don't think Faisal can get onto him. He's got to make it all work himself. Dominus sidesteps the seismic shove. A lot of damage. Gets the stun and powered autos. He's in there, but he's still getting 1v1. Romer might just have the damage. Romer, can he do it? No! Faisal with the shutdown, but it took a lot of work from Supernova to get that one.
That was really, really close. Romer does end up going down, and they do get the flash, but it costs Faisal's at the same time. Several ultimates besides, and Supernova, they really need to get this turret and then get back onto the map if they want to continue trying to stack these dragons. The Mountain Soul will go a long way towards helping out their game plan, because, like you were calling out, they definitely are not in a position where they want to take this game late. But Keel doesn't realize how many people are here.
Ooh, flashes forward, gets the slow from the smite. Is in a 1v3. Can he take down Faisal is the answer. Doesn't have it. Not enough in him. Diamond gets the kill, and Faisal will live.
Yeah, I love that W from Diamond at the very end, just to see, it's like, hey, is anybody in this bush trying to take down Faisal? No, that was just a one-man play coming out from Keel, and it gives a lot of opportunity here for Supernova. They get a shutdown there. They're able to play for this upcoming Dragon at the same time, but crucially, the top lane turret does survive. So now we will get to see Supernova, how well that they can play around this upcoming Dragon, now that they really have Array and Diamond as the dangerous pieces of their composition. Array and Diamond have not necessarily been the loudest parts of the composition, at least in terms of the playmaking, but we know that they love calling for things towards their own plays. Diamond loves being the shot caller, and he's the one who has the button to get things started.
He just hasn't been hitting all of these arrows, and even the ones that he did, like the coolest one was the full map, but it didn't even get them to kill. TLC, we're ready with the counterplay, and speaking of, they're the ones that are now going to be going in here. Dragon is up in 5 seconds. Jenkins has a massive flank and an almost full rage bar. Supernova were not expecting this Gnar to show up where he did, and they just took down Diamond. They took down Kenvi. They are going to stop any chance of the Dragon stacking for Supernova. And that could just be an ace. Faisal's not going to be there, so it'll be 0 for 4. TLC with a masterclass of a flank from Gnar.
And showcasing that there are multiple people on this team who are ready to push them to Game 3. It looked like it was all Roamer all the time, but Jenkins making sure that there is no play available to Supernova at all. That will be the first Dragon of the game going over towards Team Liquid Challengers. And it looks like we're going to a full 11 games of League of Legends here in North America as Jenkins makes sure that the Dragon stacking is stopped.
Yeah. Supernova looking like 10-year-old Kangas in a card shop. They want everything they see, but they got no money, and they got no setup for this. TLC were ready. The flank from Jenkins was beautiful. And Faisal can push mid-wave, take one turret, but the stopping of the Dragon stacking is the biggest part, because the Dragon Soul maybe would have been enough for Supernova to then take like a bigger late-game Baron fight. But at this point, they're down in gold. Their comp doesn't scale. They don't have the Dragon win condition. And yeah, I agree with you. That's why we're starting to say it feels like the 11 games. I don't want to curse us. Maybe I'm blessing us instead, because a lot of people want to see those games. Either way, TLC righting the wrongs from game 1. I want to frame it in that way, because a lot of the criticism we had from that first game has actually been corrected. Jenkins has had much better team fights. Spawn and Kim down, even though they were behind in the lane, have really brought it back online. It didn't really like Giga lose the lane. They haven't done anything egregious this time around. So all in all, good turnaround for TLC.
They kind of just abandoned the bot lane, to be entirely honest. They're just like, we know that we are going to be playing towards Jenkins, Keel, and Roamer, and Kim down, good luck. Hope you get as much farm as you possibly can. And he's like, okay, yes, boss. The rest of the map was really where all the plays were happening, and I feel as though Roamer has had a big game. Last game, he was just kind of there, but this game, he has been a dominant force, finding the solo kill onto Shochi. And there's a lot of questions on how Roamer was going to be performing coming into the North American Challengers League, because he was not necessarily known as a top player from his time in Korea, but he comes over here, and this is the kind of thing that we were always demanding. If you're going to be bringing in a player as an import, they need to be looking like this.
Dead. Yeah, Seismic Shove pulls him back. He was on vision, out of position yet again. And I'm going to say it, I said it earlier, I say it again, uncharacteristically poor performance from Kenvi this game. He's just thinking that he's invincible in a lot of these situations, and he's putting his team in a really rough bind. Now they got to go 4v5 at the Baron. Shochi's here as a Fate Seal. Can he get onto any of the key carries? He's looking for Spawn, he's looking for Roamer. Can't get onto either one. Faisal's in trouble. Dominus popped. He has the shield from the Sterix Cage. Now Jenkins over the wall. 1v1 in Shochi. Shochi can actually take this fight. Shochi wants this fight. Shochi's gonna get it. No, he doesn't! Jenkins with the 1v1 outplay. Are you kidding me? He would have gotten that kill even if Kim Down didn't show up to give him that big old shield. He got the kill before going in there. TLC win the fight. They get the Baron. They got everything.
That's crazy. Gnar is never supposed to be winning fights against Yone 22 minutes into the game. Jenkins absolutely just runs that one down, because there's no opportunity for Shochi to ever throw out the ult, because he was confident that Jenkins was going to dodge it. This is one of the major parts. As soon as you feel as though you can't hit an ultimate because of how close Shochi is playing this fight, there's no big opportunity for him to do anything. So the rest of the fight ends up being all Team Liquid Challengers. They get the Baron buff. They're getting ready for the next dragon. They have the Rally Cry Baron buff in order to try and take as many structures here. And yes, this should be it. I'm ready to call this one. This looks like Team Liquid Challengers taking us to another game.
Ashiro from downtown gonna stun up Kim down, but that's just not the member you want to full commit and engage onto. They're trying to capitalize on the fact that the Devourer was on cooldown from Kim down. If he hit spawn there, worth it to all in. Not gonna kill that top catch. So yep, I'm in agreement, Josh. So now we gotta test TLC. Quiz them. How are they going to close this one out? Don't get caught out here, Jenkins. That is a bad way to start it. That's teleport coming through. And that means Supernova are actually in a really rough spot now. Shochi taking a lot of damage to begin. Over the soil, over everything. And Fate's Call will keep one member alive. Diamond gets out of there, but can he actually escape? Keel jumps straight in onto Kenby, and TLC are gonna give us the dream scenario. 5 games for LCS, 3 games for our first series of the day, and you know we're going to 3 games here with the Baron buff push and all 5 members up for Team Liquid Honda Challengers. They're bringing it to Supernova. All of our top-seeded teams are at least dropping a game in their first round of playoffs. We got to go to the definitive 3rd game to determine who's taking this series.
And ultimately, Team Liquid Challengers finding a game this dominantly, I don't think was on anybody's bingo card, right? We said at the beginning, like, maybe 30 to 40% chance for a single upset to happen today. We are on the cusp of having 2 of them. Supernova and Maryville were teams that we were looking at being potential contenders for the finals, being potential contenders for winning the whole thing. And they are both now in a situation where they're just trying to stay in the upper bracket.
Trying to fight for their lives right now as we set it to a break and get ready for that definitive 3rd game. It's anybody's at this point. You won't want to miss it. So we'll be right back after this.
Introducing the new Footlong Sidekicks at Subway. Try the warm and delicious Footlong Cookie, Footlong Pretzel, or Footlong Churro.
Welcome one and all to Gamer Changer. Our contestants will be answering 4 statistical questions about the league with 2 additional fun questions added on. All of our wonderful contestants will be competing for their chance to make the NACL casters produce any content that they would like. Let's get to it, shall we? Question 1. Who has the most kills in the league?
So it's either Wixie on Smolder at 15, or he's tied with mid laner at 15 as well. That was playing Azir.
You're so reasonable.
It's gotta be like Quad, bro.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking as well. I remember there was a Surdy game where at least at some point he was 10-0-3.
Oh, we should have checked the stat saves before this.
Spyrex Azir.
That is a bias. I mean, I play with Wixie too. We're double biased.
No, I don't even know this Spyrex guy.
Like, I actually think it would be like a lower team. The higher teams don't even give kills. Like, I watched Sidon take like 5 kills on Poppy.
All right, it's gonna be Sturdy then.
Oh, I knew it. I knew it.
Oh my god.
I think it's Rock Boom. Is it right?
Let's just do Wixie Smolder at 15. I knew it was, I told you it was Azir mid. I told you. Why'd you say Spyrax? Why'd you say Spyrax?
Who has the top KDA in the league?
Well, it's gotta be a Maryville or FlyQuest player.
I played with Yuji and he's the biggest KDA player of all time. You know this, Max.
Yuji or Scary Jerry?
Junglers have to die for the boys all the time. It can't be a jungler.
I feel like it's Scary Jerry. He's been popping off this.
I haven't watched many Maryville games at all.
Wait, think about 5.
I mean, I would say Quad, but then Quad had an int game on Azir.
Oh, I want to say Array. He's 80 carry on a top 3 team.
I mean, yeah.
Are we locking Array?
Bro,
I told you it was 80 carry.
That doesn't matter.
Ah!
You got this one.
Okay, Jerry. Okay.
Let's go with the Raga's answer here.
All right.
Scary Jerry?
Scary.
Yo, I got it. Maybe I'm the Brains Dragoon. I thought you were.
Yeah.
Who has the most solo kills in an ACL?
Quacker.
No, last split it was Quacker. It's either 30 or Quad.
But I mean, Quacker is still solo killing though, like low key.
No, he's not.
He is.
I don't think it's like Waters. Well, it has to be a top lane.
Oh, it has to be a top.
I would say Surdy, but the thing is, there's that like one Rumble game against like Philip Scion. He like started off the game with like 8 deaths.
That could be genius.
I think it's 30 or Quad. That's my answer. What's your answer?
Going Quacker still, like low
Okay,
key.
we choose Quacker.
Oh my god.
I think Surdy's good.
I think it has to be. It's 30. Wait, when did he solo kill against us? Like, did he even solo kill against us?
Do we just go with Surdy?
Oh, he was just farming his solos.
What was the longest game of the split?
We had the longest game though.
Was it versus Fly?
I think it was versus TL. No.
Wasn't it ours?
Oh, the
Did
Fear
we get
game?
to a game with 3 elders?
I think it was 2 elders.
Wait. There was a Fear versus TL game that like went crazy. Wait, no. Wait. Fear versus Lit.
Yeah.
Like Aphelios. I remember Aphelios Lulu.
I think we have it. I think Fear has the longest game. It was more than 45. Yeah, I told you.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew it. No, yeah, I know we had it. Dude, you know why I know we had it? It's our head coach. We lost, everyone's depressed, and then in the bottom of our Discord, Cal just posted a screenshot of, at least we have the longest game in the season, guys. I'm like, bro, why are you posting this? We lost. Why are you? This is not a flex.
I mean, yeah, that game was...
Okay, alright. Fear versus Lit. Bro, I said it!
You want to slam our game?
I think it was our game.
Yeah.
That's a tough question, though.
Oh,
That's a tough
yeah.
Act out your favorite champion. Your duo must guess who it is.
No. We have to, like, do charades?
No, this is easy, Philip. I already have my answer. You'll guess it instantly.
Oh, I have a good one. I'll go first.
Can I use, like, props already?
It's Lucian.
Wait, you already knew before.
You're gonna guess it instantly. If you don't, you're banned. You're just banned.
Okay. Grace?
Ding, ding, ding.
Is that Thresh, bro?
Yes, it is. I got the hook. Oh wait, and then I played.
Okay. Wait, this one's so easy.
Philip, I know what you should do, Philip.
All right, I got it.
There.
Yeah.
There. Yeah.
Are you ready? Max?
Yeah. Wukongar. Boom.
Yeah.
Wukongar. Boom.
Okay, come on. We are the best at that. Oh.
Ganked by mom. What is it called? Hot cocoa? Is that Malphite?
No, man.
We set.
Yes.
Why'd you clap like that? When you're like punching, I'm like, oh, he's doing set, and then you just clap. I'm like, huh?
Let's calculate points, shall we? We have Lit with 2 points, Fear with 3 points, and Wildcard with 3 points. Wait, we have a tie? And we have our winners! Congratulations to Cincinnati Fears, Chad and Philip for winning, and thanks for tuning in to Gamer Changer.